Today we're going to take a full map tour of Roswell so you can know where everything is and learn more about this city in Metro Atlanta. If you're new here and don't know anything about Roswell, here is the quick version. Roswell is about 30 minutes directly north of Atlanta. Best way to get there is to travel up Georgia Highway 400. Most of the city was built in the 70s and gives it a very unique and retro vibe. You'll see much larger and more mature trees all around, slightly larger lots, and much more unique homes. Back then, each home was a little bit different, and as you drive through a lot of the neighborhoods, you can really get a sense of that. We've certainly moved toward a more homogenized aesthetic when it comes to neighborhoods these days. So if you want a home that has its own charm and its own personality, then Roswell is a town that should be on your list. Let's jump into the map. Okay, I have our map of Atlanta pulled up and you can see Atlanta right here. And you're just gonna head up directly north and you're going to hit Roswell, right after Sandy Springs and right before Alpharetta. All right, I'm gonna zoom in here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just draw the general boundaries of the city. This is gonna be the, kind of the eastern border. It's gonna come down and it's gonna follow the Chattahoochee River. That's gonna be the natural southern border of Roswell. And then it's just gonna snake right back up and close the loop. And as you can see, it's not that big. It kind of follows the shape of this main road, Highway 92. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move that direction. We're just gonna start up here at the northeast section and then work our way down to the southwest section. And the first thing we'll do is take a look at the main road. So the first one is the one that I mentioned that it kind of follows along. This is Highway 92, real main road, tons of stuff along this. Takes you a long ways east and west. You're over in Woodstock, it'll take you over into Ackworth. And then down into Roswell, and then over into Peachtree Corners. It's gonna turn into Crossville at some point. It's gonna take you all the way to Georgia 400, which you can take up north and south, up to Alpharetta and Cumming, up north, and then down south into Sandy Springs and Atlanta. 140 comes down from Canton, goes through Milton, and then eventually will dead end at this 92 section. And then we have Highway 9, which is also going north-south. It kind of follows Georgia 400 and will take you all the way up into, Forsyth County, Alpharetta, all that good stuff. 120 will shoot off and take you into Johns Creek, and then over on here, the other side of 120 will shoot off and take you over into Marietta. But those are your main roads that are gonna take you, in and around all of these different cities. And you have some kind of larger ancillary roads around here, but those are the main ones that's gonna take you to, So if you live around here, you're gonna take over here to get to 92, up here to get to 92, and then start going east and west. Or you'll get 92 and you need to get to 400 and then start going north and south. You really don't want to try and snake your way through all of this in order to go north and south. You're not gonna have a fun time doing it. Okay, let's clear that. The next thing I'll do is point out all the surrounding areas. Roswell is really right in the middle of everything. Right next door is Woodstock, and right here, this is part of Woodstock. Right here is the east side of Marietta. All of this is Marietta. Sandy Springs is right here. Dunwoody is right here. Peachtree Corners, Johns Creek, Alpharetta, Milton, and right here is the south side of Canton. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count this one? 10? 9 or 10 different cities right within arm's reach of Roswell. So this is a really, really cool location. And then you have Georgia 400 here. So if you want to go into the big city of Atlanta, or you want to, maybe travel a little bit further to some of these other, different cities around here, you got some really good access in the Roswell area. Okay, let's clear this out, and like I said, we're gonna start and we're gonna move our way from northeast to southwest here. So right here, I have the movie tavern. I just took my kids here to see Mufasa this past weekend. Comment below if you were interested at all in Mufasa, which I wasn't, but you know, my kids wanted to go, so that's fine. But I point this out not necessarily because like Movie Tavern is the most interesting point of interest to know about, but this is really the corner of these three cities. This is Marietta right here, this is Woodstock right here, and this is Roswell. So these three cities meet at this intersection. So this is that first corner of Roswell that we're looking into. And right down the road, you know, and like I said, this Highway 92, highly developed, everything is kind of built along here. So as we follow along, this is where everything's gonna be. The first thing we see is our Target, Chick-fil-A, they call it King's Plaza, Home Depot, shopping center. So there's a lot right here. If you live in this area, this is gonna be a pretty big hotspot for you. And then right above this is one of those neighborhoods that you might be living in. This is the Brookfield Country Club. It's built around this golf course, as you can see, and it's a really big neighborhood, lots of different options in here. And actually, as we talk about some of these neighborhoods, I'm gonna jump over to our MLS so we can take a look at what some of these homes actually look like. Okay, I got a list of homes of Brookfield Country Club. There's 3 active currently, and then, you know, a bunch have sold, but let's take a look at some of the different options. So we'll start on the lower end, which is gonna be, you know, the 660 and 680, and see what those options would be. This is nice. I like the nice white. How big is this? This is a 4, 2.5, 1972, and that's very typical for Roswell. Almost everything was built in the 70s and the 80s. 3,600 square feet, so that's pretty big. 4, 2.5, let's take a look. I like the yard, everything looks really pretty. It's a great shot, it was a great day to shoot. Nice blue sky. All right, greeted by the stairs, pretty common. Sitting room on one side, probably going the full length of the house, yep. Little dining area. Okay, those are definitely the original cabinets. They probably painted them white at some point. Maybe the original appliances, or maybe those were replaced in the 80s. Not sure. But the black and white, you know, it's got a charm to it. I'll say that. A lot of people are really into this. I guess my aesthetic is a little bit more modern, but some people, you know, really like this. Okay, old school fireplace, tile, these vaulted sunrooms in the back. That's pretty common in Roswell. The layouts are all a little bit different. Like I said, there's not a lot of cookie cutter, so you kind of don't know what you're gonna get when you walk into some of these homes. All right, this is nice and big, nice and spacious. Looks good, updated at some point. Original cabinets, but they redid the counters and the sinks. Okay, some bedrooms, hallway bath. Really cute backyard. I like that. Is that an addition? That's probably an addition at some point. Little breezeway and a garage. Really nice addition though. And it's a great lot. Let's go over to something a little bit higher end. This one is active right now. 1987, almost 5,000 square feet, 6'4". Pretty. Oh, very pretty. Interesting. Yeah, so this looks a little bit more modern. Maybe not those cabinets. Vaulted sunroom in the back, yep. Variations on a theme. I think I like those floors. Not sure, but I think I like them. Ooh, that's a choice. Some bold choices there. Stairs. Is that a secret room? Is that more stairs? Like I said, you never know what you're gonna get. What is that? Come on, folks. What are we doing here? Don't wanna see that. Is this the basement looks like? Wow, that's cool. Some more bold choices. Yeah, looks cool. Is this a drop-off backyard? Yeah, pretty much a drop-off backyard. A lot of rolling hills around here, so sometimes you get that drop-off backyard. You just never know what you're gonna get, especially in Roswell. All right, back to the map here. So we had Brookfield, Target, what's down the street? Kings Plaza, yep. Also brings us to our first high school here. This is Roswell High School, and it's one of two of where most everyone is going to be zoned for. Really good high school, and we're gonna go ahead and put the niche.com and greatschools.org stats on the screen here. It's gonna be in Fulton County. And you'll be a little bit, there's a little sliver of Roswell over on this west side. That's going to be in Cobb County. You might get Lassiter High School or Pope High School, but most of it's going to be in Fulton County, which the school systems are separated by the county lines. And Roswell is one of the main high schools that you're going to be zoned for. Real quick, just take a look at how dense Roswell is. I mean, as I zoom in here, all of this is homes and neighborhoods and residences. You have your development along 92, and then the rest of it is just housing. It's a really dense area. Just to kind of prove my point here, so I'm gonna draw, this is Roswell right here, right? 90,000 people live in Roswell, as opposed to up here, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, up here and then right about here. This is Canton. A lot bigger, maybe twice, almost 3 times as big as Roswell. Canton's got about maybe 40,000 people living there. Roswell has 90,000 people living here. So it really depends on what it is that you're looking for. I mean, it's popular for a reason, obviously, but if you want to be in the heart of the action, Roswell is a great place. Everyone's going to be here. You're going to be surrounded by friends and family. If you want a little bit more space, you're going to move a little bit further away from Atlanta. So just wanted to point that out real quick. Okay, moving further down 92, we come to this point right here, and this is where 140, 92, and Highway 9 all converge. And so this is like a real hot spot of activity and traffic, I would say. This is also right about where Roswell shifts over into Alpharetta and where that western boundary is. And you can see all of this development over here. You have the Avalon, you have downtown Alpharetta, you have North Point Mall over here, and all of this is, commercial, shops, restaurants, things like that. But you can see how there's no space between any of these cities development-wise. This Walmart Supercenter, that's got a Roswell address, as opposed to, figure it out, there we go. Where was I? Don't cut this, Aaron, we're still in it. All right, Walmart Supercenter is Roswell, as opposed to this Sam's Club right down the road is Alpharetta. So you can see right about here is that city boundary line. And there's no signs or anything, there's no gap in any development. And that's true for most of the cities around here. You just keep driving through neighborhoods, you keep driving through shops, and at some point you shift from Roswell into Marietta, or Roswell into Woodstock, or Milton into Alpharetta, or Alpharetta into Johns Creek. You just transfer from one to the other. This kind of urban sprawl from Atlanta doesn't really stop until, maybe about Canton, White. There's nothing over here because of Lake Altoona, but everything just kind of bleeds into each other. Atlanta, Atlanta is huge. Metro Atlanta is huge. I once heard someone talk about Orlando and how, one of these little cute little suburbs, we're only 15 minutes from downtown Orlando. I'm like, 15 minutes? If I was in downtown Atlanta and I started driving for 15 minutes, I would still be in downtown Atlanta. Anyways, I digress. Okay, let's jump back into what we're all here for. We were right at this intersection right here, and then we're gonna jump just south of that right here. This is downtown Roswell, and it doesn't look like much. There's not really a gathering space we'll throw on the screen what downtown Woodstock looks like, or what downtown Marietta looks like, or what downtown Alpharetta looks like, where there's kind of a gathering space for everybody. That doesn't really exist over here in Roswell. Downtown Roswell is just this kind of historic district along Canton Street. And what it's really known for is all of these different restaurants. A lot of really good restaurants. That's what Canton Street in downtown Roswell is known for. You could go to a different restaurant every night, and it's gonna take you a couple months to get through all of these. And there's a lot of really good ones here. What are some of my favorites? Rockin' Taco is great. 1920 Tavern, Salt Factory. There was a Greek place around here that was really good. Fickle Pickle, Table in Maine is like a farm to table place. That's a good spot. I haven't been to all of these. There's Fickle Pickle. I haven't been to all of these. They're on my list for sure, but a really great spot. If you're looking for some really great food, head down to downtown Roswell and Canton Street. And then right down the road, this is City Hall, which you're not going to go to City Hall for anything, but there is the Cultural Center right, across the parking lot. They do concerts and art shows and things like that. It's a cool spot, and it's right across the street from downtown Roswell. So if you just cross here, there's a lot of like walking paths and historic statues in here, right on the backside of City Hall. And just a little bit further south is going to be one of our first parks. This is Old Mill Park. There's the Old Mill right here, but it also runs right along Big Creek, which is going to run into the Chattahoochee River. There's a bridge that crosses over here, and then there's all of these different paths along here. This is a really great trail system if you just want to get out and get into nature and all of that right in the middle of Roswell. It's a really great park. I'm gonna move just a little bit further southwest, and this is the Chattahoochee Nature Center. This is a great place to take your kids, meet some animals, learn a little bit about them, always a good time. And it's right along the Chattahoochee River right here, which, like I said, this is the southern border of Roswell. So if you cross over the Chattahoochee River, then you know you're in Sandy Springs at that point. The other thing I'll point out is this boardwalk here. It actually starts over here, but it runs right along the Chattahoochee River, and it goes for a while. It's a great spot to bring your dog or your bike, and you can just ride along the river forever. It really just keeps going and going and going, and it's beautiful. As you drive along here, it's really scenic, it's really pretty. It will run into some of these parks here, so like Roswell Riverside Park. This is a nice little green space, a couple playgrounds, and then it's gonna keep going. It's just gonna follow Riverside Drive, follow the Chattahoochee. This is the underpass as it crosses over 400. So if you can live in this area down here, right along the Chattahoochee, it's a great spot. It's so pretty. Speaking of which, comes to our next neighborhood. This is Martin's Landing. This is a really big neighborhood down here. Really popular neighborhood. Lots of different enclaves here centered around Martin Lake. Let's take a look at what some of those homes look like. All right, so I have a bunch of Martin's Landing homes pulled up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active. Some's in the 5s, some's in the 6s. And then we have some closed just to get an idea of what something on the higher end is going to be. So let's take a look at this one here. This is 520, been on the market for 23 days. It's a 4.3, 1,800 square feet, so a little bit smaller, 1979. So let's see what we got. Okay, this looks pretty clean. This is probably added, this little archway here, but I like it. Let's see what we have inside. Okay, little split levels, so we're gonna come in. You can either go up or you can go down. We do have a main area. Yeah, like I said, you never know what you're gonna get in Roswell. So we got a couple different levels going on here. Oh, great, cell phone pictures. Okay, kitchen was redone probably in the 90s. Little island here. Panoramic cell phone pictures, okay. Floating vanity. hard to get an idea of what the layout is. Who knows? Garage doors in the back. Decent sized lot. Let's back up. Let's take a look at what something on the higher end is going to look like. Okay, this actually sold $977. Nice view. That's a good shot. Ooh, on the lake. Very cool. Nice kitchen. Did I walk through this place? Vaulted ceilings in the back with all these windows. This is beautiful. I like the old school fireplace. I think I walked through this place. Yeah, I think I showed this place to somebody. Brick. Okay, I like the walls. Everything looks clean. White's kind of in right now. Okay, very pretty. Very pretty. I don't know about the white appliances. Oh, those cabinets look cool. Yeah, comment below. Are you into white appliances? Is that making a comeback? Am I behind? Looks nice. What is this? What is this? Oh yeah, I remember. They had it set up as like a yoga studio thing when I walked through here. I like the dining room idea though. Wow, this is cool. Yeah, I like all this. Is that like a little playhouse back there? Yeah, awesome. Right on the lake. Basement level. That's cool. All right, that was Martin's Landing, and just to the west of that, right along 92 again, we're gonna come to our second high school. It's gonna be Centennial High School. It's gonna be the other main option as far as Roswell is concerned. So more than likely, you're gonna be zoned for Roswell High School or Centennial High School. And we'll throw up those niche.com and greatschools.org stats on the screen so you can know how it's rated and what you're gonna be getting into. And then just south of that, this is our last neighborhood that we're gonna be taking a look at, right along the Chattahoochee. This is the Horseshoe Bend Country Club. You can see the greens of the golf course here. Steeplechase is kind of a main road that goes through the neighborhood, and then everything kind of branches off of Steeplechase there. But let's pull up some homes and see what these look like. All right, Horseshoe Bend, low end's gonna be 640. Looks like the highest sold we have is a 1.2, a couple 1.2s. Let's take a look at what's active right now. This is kind of in the middle, a 750. 1980, 4,600 square feet, 5.3.5. On the market for 46 days. Brick front. Okay, let's see what this layout looks like. Hey, look, vaulted ceilings in the back with some windows. Are we surprised yet? Okay. Yep. You see that sunroom in the back a lot with these homes. Kind of older carpet. It's vacant. Basement level. Do we have a drop off? It's on the lake. That's cool. Yeah, not bad. Let's look at one more. Let's look at something on the higher end. Almost 1.9. That's Horseshoe Knoll. We'll let's take a look at one of these 1.2s. 1995. Nah, it's not very typical of what you're going to see. 2015. No, not very typical. 1992. Let's take a look at this one. Almost 7,000 square feet. 1.2 million, 5.5, 38 days on the market. I like these columns. The brick looks beautiful. Okay, spiral staircase. Very nice. What are those floors? That is wood, okay. I like the molding on top. Okay, herringbone. I like a 2-story living room. Very nice. Original cabinets, or at least older cabinets. Interesting. Older cabinets, older appliances. 1.2 million. Interesting. Big. Okay. What do you think? Comment below. What do you think of this place? I don't know. I don't think it's my style. Is it your style? Those look like high ceilings for a basement. I do like that. Pool table. Yeah, I don't know about the tile floor, but I do like the high ceilings. Yeah, tile everywhere. This probably drops off. 3-car garage. Yeah. Like I said, the terrain around here, you kind of never know what you're gonna get. Especially when you're on some of these lakes and rivers and whatnot, it'll drop down into the lake. Now, if you're interested but want to explore some other options, check out this playlist right over here and you can learn more about some of the other cities around here. I'll see you in the next one.